What were some of the things that you improved and used AI to kind of solve?
So we have a lot of customers in large buildings. We have a lot of property managers, then realtors. So we reach out to them. We send emails. Our customers say, "Hey, thank you for taking our service," or for this schedule the next service, or something.
Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Podcasting with Influence, powered by Influencer TV. This is the show for entrepreneurs and aspiring podcasters who are looking to grow their influence. I'm your host, Brian Allen, and stick around to the very end because today's guest is going to tell you about a new method, a new technology, right, that's going to help you leverage AI to save you time. If you're anything like me, where you're spending a lot of time doing emails, sometimes cold emails, all of that's tedious and time consuming, and you just can't figure out how to personalize it just right, stick around because we're going to tell you a little something that's going to be really helpful for you to save time and money, right? So without further ado, let me introduce our guest today. Sourav Pati is joining us, and he's got an interesting background. He worked with Disney as a consultant. He worked with a company out of San Francisco called DaisyAI, and he worked as an enterprise architect over there. And then here's the kicker. He also is the owner of a company called Squeegee Squad, right? So he's got a fascinating background, and I've had some interesting conversations, and I thought it would be really helpful for our viewers for him to come on and kind of talk through some of these topics of AI as somebody that's an expert and really someone that's coming from the development and software side of things. I think it's an interesting perspective that we haven't had on here yet. So, first off, Sourav, thanks for joining us, man. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, you got it, man. So look, let's dive in. So Sourav, the thing that stands out for me is looking at your experience, your background. You've got all of this experience in software development and consulting and data and all of these things, but then I see owner of Squeegee Squad, right? So walk me through one, how you got into that, but also how is it that you're leveraging kind of what you know, the skills you've picked up and your knowledge in AI to kind of really address the issues of a small business owner or someone that's not in the tech space?
Right. Yeah, I think that's a great question, and it is interesting. So why did I come to buy some sort of small businesses when so many years working in IT? I'm still working in IT at the same time. My software company DaisyAI is basically the goal is to build a software product for small businesses. And when for a long period of time, I wanted to buy small businesses and apply technology to it, and then potentially later point of time sell it. That's the main motivation here, right? Personally, what I have seen, after working so many years in the IT industry, you would see a huge gap when people in the management versus people who are in the technology. That the gap is basically either the management, they have no clue what the technology should do and how it should do, or the technologists like engineers, they have not enough, they don't have enough knowledge on what problem we're trying to solve, like the domain problem. So there are so many books being written in the IT industry about, like, for example, domain-driven design, like how your business problem should drive the software development, right? And then there are like Conway's law, for example, where how the entire company communicate within the organization reflects their software development, right? So having my own business, having me going through encountering the challenges, sort of gives me the idea of what problem to solve and what not to solve. And for a long period of time, me being in the IT, what I've seen is um, nowadays software development is a lot easier and a lot cheaper than what it used to be in the past, right? So, for example, all these cloud provider like Google provides a cloud service which is called GCP, Google Cloud Platform, and then AWS, which is Amazon Web Services. Amazon provides their own cloud service. Then there is Azure, Microsoft. There are other companies as well. Um, Nowadays, what they do, they provide the entire infrastructure, which is so-called serverless. Basically, they provide the infrastructure, and as a business owner, you can just write few code and solve your problem without having to worry about how to manage and maintain the infrastructure, right? So that essentially makes it a lot easier to build software, a lot easier. And also they provide something called pay as you go model. So if you have, when you have very little users of the product, you pay very little money. As your user grows, then you pay more, but then essentially you're also generating higher revenue, right? So it's just a fantastic business model, fantastic pricing model that enables us to build our own software. And with the, now that the generative AI came into the picture, you can take use this AI to write code essentially. So in the past, you only had these infrastructure management where cloud providers are managing the infrastructure, but you still have to have people who are writing tons of code, writing testing and all kind of thing. With Gen AI, you can also take advantage there, right? So I write code. I write code, a lot of code I write all the time. But then there are so much of code. There's a something called boilerplate, right? Basically, same thing you're doing over and over and again. Those things you can take great advantage from generative AI, right? So my having this small business where I can build solve problem that there's a tedious work, and there's not much required of intelligence, but like once you do 5 times, it's the same thing over and over you're doing. How do you, this something can be automated, right? So you can make small program, a small product, build and save your time there. So that was the main motivation behind starting my Squeegee Squad window cleaning business. We already built one product. There are multiple in the pipeline right now.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, with Dorothy.ai, your development company, it sounds like you were doing Squeegee Squad, and you were encountering these moments where you found yourself spending a lot of time with these tedious tasks, right? And so you said, okay, well, there's got to be a better way to do it. So that's how you implemented the AI, right? So what were some of those things that were taken, a lot of your time and were kind of tedious? What were some of the things that you improved and used AI to kind of solve?
So for one example, very recently I had so we have a lot of customers in for large buildings. We have a lot of property managers, then realtors. So we reach out to them. We send emails. Our customers say, "Hey, thank you for taking our service," or for so there's the schedule the next service, or sometimes we are offering some discount, etc., etc., right? And I was writing a tons of emails. Like one day, I sent about 45 emails, and took pretty much the whole day for me writing emails, right? So it's like almost more than 8 hours I spent doing that, because I didn't necessarily want to just write one scripted email and send everybody. I wanted to personalize it. That hey, instead of saying hello, I wanted to say, hey, Brian, it was great speaking with you in the studio, blah, blah, blah. very personalized email to you. So I was using, to some extent, I was also using like Chat GPT to create an email for this audience, right? So audience is, let's say, a property manager or realtor, or it could be anybody. Audience is this person. What should be my tone when I'm writing the email? Is it a formal tone, or is it a sort of a persuasive tone, right? And then there's some additional criterias using that. I was using Chat GPT to write, but that again, like, when you copy and then you reformat it and then you send to each person, right? And that's what it struck me, that how can I reduce my time here? So what I built, the new product that we are building, that I'm super excited about, it is already under Google's review, is called GPT Mailmaster. So essentially what it lets you do is you create a spreadsheet using Google Sheet, and I have 20 people I want to reach out today, right? So, who are those people? If they're realtor, property manager, or whatever the type of audience. So, in my GPT Mail Master, it offers you step one. You generate an email. You provide, so it creates a small window for you, like how you use your web browser kind of a dialogue, where you enter the audience, you enter the tone you want to do, you enter some additional notes, and then say, hey, AI, generate an email for me. So what we have, since Chat GPT um, can can be sometimes notorious in terms of like providing too much information, or very generic information. But if you write a good prompt, then you get a lot more concise and accurate response, right? So we have a pre-built prompt that already knows when you are writing an email, or creating an email, based on the audience and tones and etc. It generates a email for you. It could be a simple email to your co-workers, bunch of co-workers, or it could be a cold email. Those are the things that you can generate automatically using, behind the scenes is Chat GPT, which is generating it. And then you send all of it to in one, just click a button called send email, and all of those emails, that contact list you have in your Google Sheet, they all will be sent in minutes. So it's cut from 8 hours to 8 minutes now, sort of things, right?
Well, yeah. Look, and so for anybody that's in sales, certainly. So if you're in sales, or really anybody that's spending time doing the outreach and writing a lot of emails, it really needs to take advantage of this. And at the end, we'll give a chance for you to kind of plug some of your contact info. And as you mentioned, this is getting ready to release. So we can have people reach out and kind of get on your list for the release date. It's a very affordable option that, look, if you're doing a lot of this, you need to take advantage of it. So I wanted to also ask you, because while we're talking about AI, there's so much being said about the governance of AI, and people worried about the dangers of AI. And I listened to a podcast just the other day that was talking about, hey, in the next probably 2 years or so, there'll be this generative AI assistants that are coming into meetings, and there's all kinds of just wild things to think about. But it's happening pretty fast. Do you have any kind of perspective on the future and where this is all going with AI?
Yeah, I think I definitely do. I've been following up this for a long period of time. So I think the danger is it's like how everything, there is a internet came, right? Internet has so much great benefit, but also there is a drawback to it, right? Or the negative side of it. So and AI also has the same effect. There are two things that I personally think will be kind of a very negative effect of AI. Is these are two things. Okay, A is misinformation. Now that with internet, you see anybody can write anything on the internet, and people will read, and that's what they will think. Okay, this is true, things like that, right? With AI, I think it will go to the next level now. It will be a lot more misinformation, and that would be something challenging. People who are not necessarily very particular about the source of the information will have wrong information most of the time. Um, the second thing that I think would be very scary is this AI tool, as it goes better and better, they will be able to sort of manipulate you, and that is going to be more challenging than anything else. Like if it is bad, you feel it bad, you turn it off and you're good. But when you don't know that is manipulating you, and that's when the challenge would be. And this is something is what Geoffrey Hinton, right? Geoffrey Hinton is the sort of the founding father of artificial intelligence. He has been spreading about this often about this particular issue, that the ability to manipulate people, right? So yeah.
That's well, and it's just happening all so fast. That's the thing, and so it's developing so quickly. It's interesting, and from a developer standpoint, and a software development standpoint, I mean, do you have any concerns for AI? You mentioned you're all day writing code, and I know that's a big thing that AI is doing. Do you have any fears or worries or concerns from a development side?
So I think a lot of I do believe that the amount of developers requirement will reduce with that. Like traditional software developer, like who's writing, let's say, a Python code or Java code. But also there will be a lot more machine learning engineers will come, and new jobs will be created. If this guy, the CEO of Stable Diffusion, right? The guy who actually, Stable Diffusion is a model which generates images, much like how Midjourney does, right? So, according to, if you go, I don't know how true it is, but if we believe him, then he thinks that by in the next 5 years there will be no programmer. there will be, that so there will be some impact for sure. How much and how quickly, that is something I don't know if anybody can really say that. But 5-10 years, maybe.
Crazy to think about. Well, also exciting stuff, but yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Well, yeah, I really appreciate you coming on today. Will you just tell the audience now how they can get in touch with you, how they can follow along, so when Mailmaster does release, they can access it.
Yeah, I think so. There are two options. It's just visit daisy-ai.com and then /contact. You can message me there, or I'm pretty active on LinkedIn. Message me on LinkedIn. Super easy. Yeah.
So yeah, that's all the time we got though today. I mean, it's been a great conversation. And look, guys, if you're a business owner and you're over a sales team or you're in sales yourself, definitely check it out. You're going to want to use this. It's going to save you a lot of time and obviously money. Money is time, right? And it's going to make your life a lot easier if you're doing a lot of these outreaches or just writing a lot of emails. So I can't recommend it highly enough. It's something that I'm going to be using, and it's just right around the corner. So please reach out to Sourav and get that info and be ready for when that product launches. And guys, I really appreciate everyone supporting the show and viewing. We're getting a lot of great feedback. So thank you so much. If you know of somebody that you think would be a good guest or you'd like to learn more about, please reach out, let us know. Otherwise, keep your eyes out. We're going to have new episodes coming real soon with other inspiring leaders. And be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see this show continue. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.